Hola, and thanks for tuning in for High Plains Passport. Fear can be a crazy thing, ill-conceived and senseless, like my fear of sharks that has subsided somewhat since my Midwestern childhood, where the only existing sharks are fossils. But that's fear, ill-conceived and senseless. With the help of my newfound friend Andy, I have decided to plummet like a submarine into the depths of my trepidation and learn how to dive.
Hi, my name's Andy and I'm your dive instructor today.
Andy works at ATI Divers on Lake Atitlan, situated in the tantalizing hills of Guatemala. It's an endorheic lake, which means that it's an isolated body of water that does not flow into the sea.
85,000 years ago, this was a supervolcano, which is a big volcano with a flat plateau top. And it erupted. And when it erupted, the lava didn't come out the top, it came out the sides, so it collapsed and it formed the lake basin. 3,000 feet from top to bottom of the basin. And over centuries, it would rain and rainwater wash into the basin, and it brought silt and soil into the basin. And now there are these little volcanoes, San Pedro and Toliman and Atitlan, that have formed in the last 2, 3, 4,000 years. They're nothing in size compared to how big the supervolcano was. And so we have a freshwater lake because it's filled by rainwater.
This also means there are no sharks. But hey, baby steps. The closest dwelling predator in this freshwater lake is the black bass, which is a far Darwinian step from a shark and offers no threat to my limbs. The black bass did, however, kill a numerous amount of Lake Atitlan's native fish after it was introduced in 1958 in attempt to reel in more tourists. But it wasn't fishing that allured me here. It was the chance to go high-altitude diving in this unique place.
It's quite a unique situation here because it is one of the few altitude dives in the world you can do without needing a dry suit. But here, because it's a thermally active, it's a sort of volcanic area, it means it's warmer.
Andy has declared Agua Caliente as our destination. But first, I need a few basic instructions.
We're going to start by having a little bit of a lesson, talk about some physics, what happens to our bodies when we go in the water with pressure. We're going to talk about how the equipment works, we're going to talk about some of the skills we're going to do, and then we're going to go and do it.
Andy goes over a variety of hand signals and mandatory skills.
We can't talk underwater because it comes out like this. So instead we use hand signals. This means okay. If you're not okay, I've got a problem, and point to the problem. If we can't fix it, and if you're still not happy, you can say, I want to go up. If you give me this any time today, we'll go up to the surface.
And above all, I must never forget to breathe. Basic, yes, but when facing fear, the obvious is often oblivious. All geared up, we descend to the lake, following a short boat ride. It's
3, 2, 1, go.
Underwater, I feel as free as a fish to swim, float, fly, or sink in the incomparable silence that only divers are accustomed to. There's an entirely different universe that thrives below the surface level of the lake, and for close to an hour, I exist outside my native element in a whole new world. Andy is absolutely great, attentive and engaged in my preliminary exposure of this experience. But, like all good things, this too must come to an end. The surface approaches and my artificial gills are no longer needed for survival. I remove my rig and all I can do is laugh. Thanks to Andy and ATI Divers, I can now check diving off of my bucket list. High Plains Passport is written and produced by Valerie Smith for High Plains Public Radio. Music from myself and Jose Gonzalez. Want to check high altitude diving off of your bucket list? Visit atidivers.com or surf over to our website, hppr.org, for additional information and a slideshow.